guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to chat with you about Butlins drinks package. It's the go-to question that seems to be on all the Butlins sites at the moment of, is the all-inclusive drinks package worth it? Butlins released it earlier in the year. It's been popular with some, not popular with others. As much as it's a very individual question of, is it worth it? We can tell you whether it was worth it for us or not. And then hopefully you can make your decisions based off that. Things to note, we are not big drinkers. We do like an alcoholic drink, but due to illnesses, medication, and just who we are, we're not big drinkers. So you won't see us drinking our alcohol's worth. But there's certainly alcohol involved. We are big coffee drinkers. We have 2 autistic children. We need the coffee. So I'm just going to run through with you what we paid, how much we would have spent if we'd have paid for these drinks out of pocket, and generally did we think it was worth it. I am just going to have to note here, I'm really sorry if in the background you hear a whole load of noise. They've decided to rip up our road today. No prior notice, and today's the only day I've got to record these videos because we're trying to get ready to go away. So I'm really sorry if there's noise disturbing in the background or if Fidget starts going mental because God forbid there are workers outside our house. So apologies for that, but we're going to try and plough through it anyway. Right, I have my notes because I'm useless at remembering these things. So in total for the 4-night stay, for 2 adults and 2 children, it cost us £280 to add the drinks package. Now that is by no means a small amount of money, and we do not spend that amount of money on drinks when we go, but we thought we'd give it a punt anyway. After adding up all the drinks that we did drink there, I kept a tally, went back over the BServe app, which evidently you cannot use when you're on the drinks package. You have to actually go to the bar. We would have spent £383.55. So we definitely made a profit if that's what you're looking for. And as I said, we are not big drinkers. I will give you a list of the things that we drank over the course of the 4 nights, 5 days. But I think there was something like 13 cocktails involved for me average, so there really wasn't a lot. So it is certainly doable to make your money. It definitely helps if you're a hot drink person, so hot chocolates, coffees, teas, things like that, because you get proud to serve Costas. So it's not actual Costas, so you can't have any of the iced coffees or anything like that, but it's the proud to serve Costas, so places like Barroso. So let's have a look. The big question comes down to, would we spend that amount of money on drinks had we not purchased the drinks package? No, we've been going to Butlins for years. We might spend a tenner on slushes. We might buy 1 or 2 Costas, but we generally drink the coffee that's available on tea and dinner because we have the all-inclusive food. Did it make a difference to our holiday? Yes. It was so much more inclusive of those all-inclusive holidays to be able to go up and just order a drink when we wanted to. So we could get coffees, we could get sodas, Cokes, Diet Cokes, lemonades, things like that. Riley fell in love with a particular mocktail they had there, which was a coconut dream, something like that, which was Pineapple Dream. The Peanut Gallery just told me. The Peanut Gallery's playing Minecraft to give me some space to talk to you guys, and they've just told me it's called Pineapple Dream, which is a non-alcoholic pina colada with pineapple. He fell in love with this, and this actually meant that he drank. Now, Riley's almost been admitted to hospital several times with dehydration because even on a standard day, it is difficult to get enough fluids into him, let alone when we're on holiday with the anxiety of that. So the fact he was drinking for us, that near on £300, worth it straight off the bat. So yeah, overall we found that we felt more spoiled, being just able to go up, order what we wanted, when we wanted, without having to worry about cost, being able to try new drinks from their cocktail menu and not worrying that we wouldn't like it and therefore we've just wasted £7.50 on a drink, because that's what the cocktails retail at. They're £7.50 each. And they're not very big, especially when you account to how much ice they put in. You're probably getting around 100 ml of fluids. On that note, some of the negatives that have come back, people have said that they believe the drinks are watered down. We did not find this at all. All the cocktails and everything we had were super strong. The only time they became watered down is if the ice melted. As I said before, there's a lot of ice in them. And legally, they will be shut down if they water down drinks. There are laws. So we didn't find they had watered anything down. Another negative we'd heard before we went is the queues for the bar. The only time we found that was generally first thing in the morning if we wanted a coffee. They didn't have the staff members on. Other than that, we didn't really have problems with any queuing. But we did go in term time right after the kids had gone back in September. So we went at a really quiet point anyway, which could be one of the very reasons that it was so quiet at the bars. But it's not something we had a problem with. If you are grabbing a drink for dinner, if you're on the all-inclusive, if you're on the food package, sorry, they have the bars outside dinner where you can grab a drink. Those queues can get a little bad, and actually their offerings are so limited there. So, excuse me, they don't have all the sodas that you would expect, all the pops and things. So they didn't have Diet Coke, they only had Coke Zero, not drinking that. They didn't do any cocktails, they had limited spirits there. So just be aware that in terms of alcohol or pop sodas for your dinner, that the menu is much more restricted. This could be different in school holidays, but obviously we don't go at that time of year. I guess the big question comes down to, would we do it again? Was it worth it enough for us to purchase it again? And it is a big purchase. The answer is yes. We've just rebooked to go back in December for their festive break, I think it's referred to as, their Christmas time. We're going a week before Christmas, I think. We're going the week of the 16th. We have just booked to have the drinks package again. As I've said, would we pay it out of pocket while we're there? No. But we include it in the cost of the holiday. So all in all, the next holiday is costing us little over, it's between £500 and £600 for the food, the drinks and our accommodation. So we've just included it in the cost of the holiday, and then because we're not paying out every single time, it doesn't feel as bad. We really liked just being able to walk up to a bar and get a drink as we wanted to. Certainly in terms of the weather in England in December, we're really going to appreciate those hot drinks and not having to pay for them all the time. So that's what we've done. We have already booked it, so certainly for us, we consider it to be of value. So the other thing to mention here is the bands and everything else. So you do get a wristband. I have saved them for you. Wristband number 1, that is a adult's wristband. And then children over, I want to say it's 14, get another one. They do change in colour. Now, the only problem with these wristbands is they are the plastic nasty ones. They're not the fabric ones that Butlins give you for your entrances. They are the nasty plastic ones, so I'm really hoping that they change this. There is a QR code on there, which actually you can use to bring up the Butlins drinks menu. So it helps to see what's involved, because actually when we got there, we went up to a bar, asked what was included. They rattled off some vague things, but didn't have any menus. So I picked the one cocktail that I knew they had, which was a Butlins on the beach. Very nice, by the way, although it turns out I prefer mojitos. it can be difficult to get hold of one of the drinks menus, so it is actually on your band. You have availability from when you first get on site, all the way through your holiday, from I think 10 a.m. I want to say. It could be earlier. I think it could be earlier for coffee, but no alcohol before 10. I will try and find the information for that and put it here. I'm sorry if I don't. It's very sketchy about what information you can actually find online about the drinks package. And you can have drinks up until 12 o'clock on Friday when you leave. The only issue we found with that is we got one drink in the morning, we had a coffee, and we had to go to the little pub in on the Green, I believe it's called. Maybe not. Again, I'll write it down here. There was only one place serving coffee first thing in the morning. And then when we tried to get a second drink at around 11:30, so we could have a coffee in the car on the way home, there was nowhere open. It turned out all drinks had ceased at like 10:30 when this pub had closed. So we struggled to get a coffee on the last morning. So I wouldn't bank on being able to use it on the Friday and or the Monday if you're obviously doing a weekend break. Part of that could be down to the fact nothing was open because after a family break during the week, it was switching to a adult weekend. So they close everything down to shift all the families out, so by the time the adults turn up for their weekend, the park is clear, which makes sense, but don't say that we can get drinks till midday if we can't. That was really the only problem we encountered, other than supply issues. Several places ran out of milk, which is awkward when you're on site at Butlins, come on people, which meant we struggled to get coffees some mornings from various venues. And they ran out of tequila. I think we were a week where we'd followed a big weekender for the adults and we were going into one as well. So we'd run out of tequila, so some of the cocktails weren't on offer, which was unfortunate. So that's the basics of it really. It is expensive, there's no getting away from it. If you're big drinkers, fantastic, this is for you. If you're big coffee drinkers, this is for you. We all know it can build up. Can you do it cheaper? Go into Tesco before you come into park and getting your own fruit shoots and your own cans of pop and all of that? Like, yes, you can. We have to carry around enough medical supplies that we didn't want to be having to carry around drinks as well. On previous years, before they did the drinks package, we were carrying ground squashes and things and just forgot to take them out of the bag and drink them. So being able to go up and get something we enjoy works really well. I will leave it to you guys. If you tried the drinks package and you've enjoyed it, fantastic. Leave some pointers down below for others. If you've hated it, let us know the reasons you've hated it. We're going to trial it again, so we'll see whether or not this works for us again. So we'll obviously give you that feedback in the December videos. Other than that, we will catch you guys soon, but from us, it's a definite yes for the drinks package. We can't wait to use it again in December. We'll catch you guys in those vlogs. Bye.